Right now, in offices across the US and the UK, something quiet is happening. No layoff notice, no big announcement, just a slow shift happening in the background. By 2027, 10 common jobs will look very different. Some will shrink, some will vanish almost completely. We're going to walk through all 10. We will also show you exactly what replaces each one. Stick around, because job number 7 on this list might be the one that hits closest to home. Section 1. The voice on the phone. Let's start with a job almost everyone has dealt with. The customer service rep. The person on the other end of the phone when your flight gets canceled or your bank card stops working. In 2022, a Swedish company called Klarna made a bold move. Klarna lets people split purchases into payments, kind of like a digital layaway plan. The company built an AI assistant with OpenAI, the makers of ChatGPT. That assistant took over the work of roughly 700 customer service jobs. It handled millions of chats. It answered questions in under 2 minutes, compared to 11 minutes for a human agent. It sounded like the future had arrived. But here's what nobody expected. By 2025, Klarna's own CEO admitted something surprising. The AI was fast. It was cheap. But it was missing something humans had. Customers got frustrated with answers that felt robotic and cold. Complaints piled up. So Klarna started hiring humans again, this time for the messy emotional cases the AI could not handle. So is the customer service job dead? Not exactly. It is splitting in two. Picture 2 doors. Behind door 1, simple stuff. Password resets, order tracking, basic refunds. That door is now run almost entirely by AI. Behind door 2, anything emotional, confusing, or high stakes. A grieving customer. A billing dispute worth thousands of dollars. That door still needs a human and probably will for a long time. Now think about telemarketing and appointment setting. Those jobs are following the same path, just faster. Taco Bell tested AI voice ordering at over 500 drive-thru locations in the US. The system worked fine most of the time, but it also took strange orders, like dozens of water cups requested as a prank. Customers got annoyed. Some locations slowed the rollout down. Here's the pattern you'll see again and again in this video. AI is great at routine. It struggles with chaos, and humans are very, very good at chaos. What replaces the old-style call center job? A smaller team of complex case specialists working alongside AI tools instead of typing scripts all day. Fewer seats, higher skill needed in each one. That is the real shift. Not 0 jobs, but far fewer entry points for the people just starting out. Section 2. The road and the warehouse. Now let's go from the phone to the highway. Truck driving has been called next on the chopping block for over a decade. Back in 2016, tech insiders predicted self-driving trucks would wipe out the job within a few years. Guess what actually happened? More Americans are driving trucks today than 10 years ago. But 2026 is different, and here's why. A company called Aurora Innovation now runs fully driverless trucks, no person behind the wheel at all, on real highway routes in Texas. Dallas to Houston, Fort Worth to El Paso to Phoenix. These trucks haul freight for big names like Volvo, Paxcar, and a distribution giant called McLane. By the end of 2026, Aurora expects more than 200 of these trucks running with 0 human driver on board. That is not a science fiction headline. That is a contract already signed. So does that mean every trucker is out of work by 2027? No. Here's the part most headlines skip. Driverless trucks only work well on long, predictable highway stretches, what's called middle-mile driving. Someone still has to load the truck. Someone still has to drive it through a busy city at the start and end of the trip. Those local, complicated driving jobs are much harder to automate. So the truck driving job does not vanish. It shrinks on the open highway and grows in cities and warehouses. Speaking of warehouses, let's go inside one. Walk into a modern Amazon warehouse today and you'll see robots doing jobs humans used to do by hand. Robots that lift heavy bins. Robots that sort small items faster than a person could. The job of warehouse picker, walking miles a day to grab items off shelves, is shrinking fast. But here's the twist nobody talks about enough. Someone still has to fix the robots when they break. Someone still has to manage the software. Someone still has to handle weird, oddly shaped items the robot's hands cannot grip. New job titles are popping up. robot fleet technician, automation supervisor, exception handler. So what replaces the warehouse picker? Fewer total floor workers, but a small group of higher-paid technical roles, managing machines instead of doing the lifting themselves. Section 3. The checkout counter and the back office. Let's talk about two jobs that feel completely different but are facing the exact same threat: the cashier and the bookkeeper. You probably notice self-checkout lanes taking over grocery stores. But the real leap is something most people haven't tried yet. Amazon built stores with technology called Just Walk Out. Cameras and sensors track what you pick up. You grab your items, walk out the door, and your account gets charged automatically. No register, no line, no cashier at all. That should terrify anyone working a register, right? Well, slow down for a second. These stores are expensive to build. The cameras and sensors cost a lot of money to install in every aisle. That is exactly why you don't see one on every corner yet, and probably won't by 2027 either. So what really happens to the cashier job? It does not disappear overnight in a small grocery store. It shrinks fastest in big box retail and airports, where the volume justifies the cost. Small shops, especially ones with regular customers, keep a human at the counter longer because a smile and a "have a nice day" still matter to a lot of shoppers, especially older ones. Now, here's a job changing just as fast, but with almost zero public attention: bookkeeping. For decades, a bookkeeper manually typed numbers from receipts into spreadsheets. Today, accounting software like QuickBooks and Xero use AI to scan a receipt, guess the category, and fill in the entry automatically. No typing required. This is the quiet one. While everyone argues about self-driving cars, the humble data entry job is disappearing in plain sight. So what's left for a bookkeeper to do? Less typing, more judging. The new version of this job is about catching the AI's mistakes, handling weird tax situations, and giving small business owners advice the software cannot give. Basic data entry clerks have the shortest runway of almost any job on this list. The advice-giving accountant has one of the longest. Section 4. The research desk. Here's where things get interesting for two jobs that involve a lot of reading: paralegals and translators. A paralegal supports a lawyer by digging through documents, finding past cases, and organizing evidence. It's slow, careful, expensive work. Law firms have started using AI tools like Harvey and Co-Counsel, built specifically for legal research. These tools can scan thousands of pages and pull out the relevant parts in minutes, not days. Sounds like the paralegal job is finished, right? Not quite. A lawyer still has to trust the answer, and AI has a well-known problem in legal work. Sometimes it makes up cases that don't exist, stated with total confidence. Lawyers in multiple countries have been embarrassed in court after submitting AI-generated research that turned out to be fake. So someone still has to check the AI's work, line by line. That someone is the paralegal, just doing less typing and more fact-checking. Now picture a totally different desk, a translator's. Tools like DeepL and Google Translate have gotten shockingly good at turning one language into another, instantly. Video call software now offers live AI translation during meetings. A document that once took a translator a full day can be roughly translated in seconds. But roughly is the key word here. Translation for casual emails? AI handles that fine already. Translation for a legal contract, a medical document, or a delicate diplomatic conversation? That still needs a trained human who understands culture, tone, and consequences, not just words. So here's the real split happening across both of these careers. Routine paperwork and rough drafts, increasingly automated. High stakes, high trust work, still human, and likely to stay that way past 2027. The job titles survive. The day-to-day task list gets rewritten underneath them. Section 5. The screen jobs. Our final two jobs both happen entirely on a screen: the junior copywriter and the junior coder. If you've used ChatGPT to write a birthday message or an email, you already know AI can write decent, average content fast. Companies have noticed too. Entry-level copywriting jobs. The ones that mostly wrote basic product descriptions, social captions, and simple blog posts are some of the first roles companies are choosing not to refill when someone leaves. Here's the part that should worry junior writers more than senior ones though. AI is good at average writing. It is still weak at writing with a real point of view, sharp humor, or deep research nobody else has done. The bar for good enough to get paid for just got higher. Bland writing doesn't sell anymore. Distinctive writing still does. Now let's look at coding, because something similar, but bigger, is happening there. Tools like GitHub Copilot and Claude Code can now write working code from a simple description in seconds. Tasks that used to take a junior developer hours. Basic bug fixes, simple features, repetitive setup work can now be handled by AI with a senior developer reviewing the result. This has already started showing up in hiring numbers. Several tech companies have quietly slowed down hiring for junior engineering roles, while senior engineer hiring stays steady. So what's the new path in? It's getting harder to get hired purely to do simple, repetitive coding tasks. It's getting more valuable to be the person who can direct AI tools, spot their mistakes, and solve problems nobody has written code for yet. The job ladder isn't gone, the bottom rung just got higher off the ground. Closing, what this really means for you. Let's bring this all together. We covered 10 jobs in 5 pairs, customer service reps and telemarketers, splitting into routine AI chats and human-handled hard cases. Truck drivers and warehouse pickers, shrinking on the open highway and growing in technical hands-on roles. Cashiers and bookkeepers, fading fastest in big, high-volume places, and surviving longest where personal trust matters. Paralegals and translators, handing routine paperwork to AI while keeping humans for anything high stakes. And copywriters and junior coders, where the bar for good enough to get paid just moved higher than it used to be. Notice something about every single one of these jobs. None of them hit zero by 2027. Every one of them splits into 2 halves, a routine half that AI eats first and a judgment half that stays human longer than people expect. That is the real lesson here, and it's actually good news. The smart move isn't panicking about your job title. It's asking which half of your daily tasks is routine and which half requires real judgment, then doubling down on the judgment side, starting now. If this video helped you see your own job a little differently, hit like and subscribe for more videos like this one. We cover AI, technology, and what it actually means for everyday life, not just the headlines. Here's my question for the comments. Out of these 10 jobs, which one do you think is most overrated as a safe job for now? And which one is most underrated as one that'll survive past 2027? Tell me which and why below.